Cars are on the grid for the second round of the 1994 German Touring Car Cup here at Diepholz today. Now, in real life, round 2 was at Wunstorf, but that track isn't available on GTR2 unfortunately, so we're going to run at Diepholz, which is a similar airfield circuit, and it should produce some pretty good racing. Let's now go and have a look at the grid, and on pole position, Hans-Joachim Stuck, the veteran, in the Audi, 1 minute 09.644 seconds. From position 2, Frank Bieler in the Audi, 0.2 of a second off the pole sitting Audi. Bieler finished third in round 1, he'd be looking to go 2 better here today. Out of 3, Emanuele Pirro, of course a retirement from round 1. And he's alongside another Audi, Patrick Bernhard, who finished 4th in round 1, and that's where he starts today in round 2. Out of position 5, Ronaldo Capello, the round 1 winner, but he's the tail end of the Audi's train here at the moment, and those 5 Audis were completely dominant in qualifying. Nearly 3 seconds clear the pole sitting Audi of Stuck over the 6th place BMW, the first non-Audi, Alex Bergstaller. 1 minute 12.549, but he's in front of Johnny Cecotto, 7th place in the second of the BMWs. He retired of course from round 1. Position 8, Marc Duez, who finished 6th in the first round. Great effort by the BMW Team Belgium driver. Position 9, top 10 start for us in our Ford Mondeo, Russ Dugman. We managed to get points in the first race. Let's see how we go here in round 2. And rounding out the top 10, Thierry Tassin in the second of the Belgian BMWs, fresh off a 5th place and the first non-Audi in round 1. From 11, Alfred Hager in another of the BMWs, and alongside him, Yolanda Sura in another of the Works BMWs. From 13, Marcus Osterreich, second of the Fords, the Wolf Racing prepared car. From 14, our teammate Bruno Eichmann in another of the Eggenberger Ford Mondeos. From 15, Michael Bartels, first of the Nissans. They're struggling big time here for the second event in a row. Thierry Boutsen, he's also well down the order, the former Formula 1 driver in the third of the Eggenberger Fords. From 17, Ivan Capelli in the second of the struggling BMS Scuderia Italian Nissans. They've got a lot of work to do, as everyone does really, to get amongst the Audis. Tailing off the field, Marco Werner in 18th in the Astra, and from 19, Mario Hebler in another of the Astras, running out the 19 car field. You'll note that in real life, Ronaldo Capello didn't do this round, but he did every other round, and seeing as we're in the virtual world, he'll be doing every round, especially seeing as he won the opening round, to see if he can have a crack at the championship. So now let's go down to the grid. We're starting out at position 9. Let's see if we can get another top 10 result here in round 2. On the grid, set to go. We're surrounded by the BMWs at the moment. Let's see what we can do. Away. There's a problem straight away. Down to turn 1. Looked like a car, something happened. Car stalled or something, but there was a big bottleneck. Down to the first chicane. Cold brakes. One of the Fords has gotten ahead of us. I think it's Marcus Osterreich, and we've got one of the Nissans behind us. Down to the hairpin. Quite a mixed up start. chicane. Very tight chicane. Ring behind Osterreich and give him a tap. The AI is very hard to predict through these chicanes, so we'll try and race them properly through the chicanes, so we're not just cruising up the inside. Down to turn 1, looks like some of the braking markers are gone. And you can see there's the stack of tyres inside turn 1 is gone, which makes it very hard to sort of pick your line through the first corner. Down the back straight, down to the chicane. Mark Duez behind us, he got caught up at the start. Through the chicane. Tight track here at Diepholz. Down to second gear. Coming onto what's effectively the front straight, but there's a double chicane that sort of splits it up. Through these very lethal chicanes if you get that put you up on 2 wheels. Through now onto the main front straight. You see the braking markers on the right are gone, but also as we turn into turn 1, just on my left here you'll see a dark mark. That's where the tyre bundle was, and makes it very hard to then miss the big curve on the second part of turn 1. But we're going to have to. Down to second gear for the chicane, and Duez comes through. We hit the curb. Thierry Tassin behind us, the other of the Belgian BMWs. Down to around the hairpin. Action-packed first couple of laps. We go behind Duez. Third, come around on the front straight. We're going to run on the BMW. I think we can. Right alongside. Through. Off. Just clip the curb. Or something. Oh, and that's Duez behind us. He's giving us a nudge. I think we're ahead and clear. Down to second gear. Osterreich ahead of us in the Wolf's Ford Mondeo. Tassin is in behind Duez. The last scheduled appearance for the 2 BMW Belgium cars. Tassin was the best of the BMWs at Arvis. Chicane. Of course, round 2 in real life in 1994 was at Wunstorf, but it's not available in GTR2, so it's an airfield circuit like this one, so this is the closest we can get to it. We're running 9th on lap 5. Into the chicane. In front of the Warsteiner beer signs. Second gear. Chasing after Marcus Osterreich. Down to second gear. tail comes around a little bit. In a second, try and punch it off the corner. I'll strike out of this. Back breaks away, over the curb. Fourth gear. Fifth gear rather, into sixth. Into the chicane. Down the straight into the hairpin. Fourth gear. These chicanes that will launch you if you get on them. Through onto the front straight. A much better run than Osterreich there. Try and get up the inside into turn one. Through. Back breaks away, but we're ahead of him. We're clear. Fifth gear. Over the curb, over the curb. And onto the... That's right, there was... Something ran across the screen there. Was it a marshal crossing the track? Out wide. To the chicane. Second chicane, back onto the front straight. Looks like we've got a BMW ahead of us. Running seventh. Sideways. Just managed to keep it. On track. Down the back straight now. Sixth gear. Through the back chicane. Brush the fence. Now back onto the wide open runway. Only so many things you can do to make a track out of a runway, of course. Although a lot of people remember Cleveland, Burke Lakefront Airport in the kart series. It's a very hard corner to get right there, turn one. Fight it all the way through turn two, down the back straight. Got a BMW ahead of us. It's one of the BMW Motorsport cars. Over the curb. Good to get it. We were able to get amongst the BMWs in qualifying, but the Audis were miles quicker, seconds quicker, which is amazing. Although it is a bit of a stop-start course in some cases, so... But they did it very easy in qualifying. Of course they're running the rear wing and the splitter, and rumblings in the pits over this weekend, a bit of discontent amongst some of the manufacturers over those body kits, so it's a wait and see situation at the moment regarding aerodynamics. Some manufacturers talking about developing kits, which is a costly exercise in early 1994 when it comes to Class 2 racing, because you need to build a certain number of road cars with those body kits. So wait and see what happens for round 3 of the series. Around turn 1, avoid that second curve. Off to the right down here is sort of the main sort of garage area. With sort of the makeshift pits on the front straight. Through the second chicane. Chasing down this BMW in front of us. Marginally closer, but we're going to break ourselves a little bit there. Fourth gear. Into the chicane. Trying to complete another lap. We're already going to complete lap 11, so more than a third of the way there. Bit of a gap back to 8th place. Fifth gear. Sixth gear down to this awkward sort of... You're sort of half steering left as you're braking and changing down. Curve, so we're losing a bit of time with the BMW there. Turning it around the hairpin. Can be hard in some cases to make out where the track goes because you've just got cones marking out the no-go zones with the track proper. Onto the front straight. Ease it through turn 1. Fifth gear. Down to 6th. About 150 metres out. Go for the brakes. Through the second chicane. And down to the hairpin. Interesting to see which BMW it is, because I don't know if we've had any retirements yet, but presumably it's the 5 Audis up front, so there'd only be one other BMW in front. Through the chicane onto the front straight. Might be a Land Asura. Doing a great job in 6th spot. Going to the Warsteiner chicane. Over the curb. Car very unstable through there. Hard on the brakes. Up to 4th gear. Straight, and it is Yolanda Sura. Try and make a move on her into turn 1. Safely done, I think. We are into 6th, which is pretty good, although we're 31 seconds off 5th place. Into the back chicane. Crazy how much of a gap's been pulled out in 14.5 laps. Sura still behind us. And the chicane onto the front straight. Into turn 1, or back sort of breaks away, clip the curb. Something's obviously happened somewhere, because now we're only 24 seconds off the 6th place, so is there a car with a problem? Bounce over the curb. So we come off here, you'll see a gap in the fence here. That's where the cars exit the garage area and paddock area. Here, the marker boards are all gone now, so it sort of widened up that straight run, but it just makes it a bit harder now to pick out the corners. Maybe the cars ahead are in lap traffic. Across the line. Pretty much on half distance. Bit sideways. Held onto it. Down the back straight. I think that start line hold up, whatever caused it, sent a lot of the BMWs down the field, and sort of spread the pack out on the first lap. Hence we're sort of on our own. Trying to pick out this chicane. Around now onto the front straight. Makeshift pits on the left. Under the Worth, what do you call it, a pit hanger. Around turn 1. Almost dropped it. Fifth gear. Sixth gear. Through the chicane. More cars expected for the third round of the championship. We've had 19 for rounds 1 and 2. Another Ford, second of the Wolf cars, is expected to join. We're on with the front straight. So it'll be good to see the field steadily build as the season goes on. Through turn 1. Looks like we're closing up on a couple of lap cars in the distance. That might be the two Opals, who unfortunately bringing up the rear. I don't think Opal's putting in the kind of effort with those cars as they are in other championships, because Opel Germany's main focus in 1994 was the DTM. Of course, they did have a very suitable Class 2 car in the Vectra / Cavalier. But not for Germany, at least in 1994. Around now onto the front straight. Running in tandem, the two Opals. Coming up from Marco Werner, I think. So around turn 1, keep it as close as we can to the apex, or to the what's left of the tyre bundle. Mario Hebler. Maybe it was the two Opals that held up the car in front. So that we've lost a little bit of time overhauling them down to the hairpin. The chicane. Around to complete the 20th lap, 11 to go. So we're ticking them off quite quickly. It's only the single race in the... Just managed to save a slide there, or a spin. Just a single race, as I was going to say, at each round of this German Touring Car Cup. Longer than your average sprint race, but still not overly long. In the 8-race calendar. Been lapped yet. Which surprises me a little bit, because the Audis were enormously quick. Part of me's wondering at the moment, are we the first non-Audi running 6th? Then maybe the Audis would be more than 26 seconds in front of us after 22 laps. And the braking area. Oof. Over the chicane. Past the VDO sign. First two rounds are on interesting sort of tracks. Arvis is not your regular sort of racetrack, neither is this. For the rest of the season though, we sort of go back to regular sort of tracks, and some really good tracks over the course of the rest of the season. The likes of the Osterreich Ring, Spa-Francorchamps obviously. It all culminates on the short circuit at the Nürburgring. Long time in the distance for the moment though. Down to the chicane. 9 laps to go on our 23rd. Running 6th, so not a bad little haul of points in the offing here for our Ford Mondeo. Up to the chicane. Through the second chicane. Take it very easy through there. Fifth gear. With so many of the marker boards taken out, and in general, it's just hard to sort of pick where the track goes. Just to pick your braking markers and to pick your turn-in markers. Corners like here are fine, but it's more on the front straight and into turn 1. There we go, over the curb. Here's okay. But it's once we get round this hairpin that the longer the race goes on, it's harder to pick out where we're going. So you've got the cones there, which lead up to the big curves, and you've got the marks on the road, but through we go. There we go, just like threading the needle. Down to turn 1, past the little bump on in the middle of the road. Still no sign of the Audis coming up to lap us, so we'll wait and see. Of course, Ronaldo Capello won the first round from Hans Stuck and Frank Bieler, which is somewhat of a surprise. I'd have put Bieler as the pre-season favourite, at least in terms of the Audis. Across the line, end of another lap. Not the most happening race, unfortunately. But still a race nonetheless. Hopefully been a bit of action that we'll find in the replay. down to this hairpin. But seems like the Audi juggernaut rolls on. Who's your tip for the title? Leave it in the comments. You'd have your smart money on an Audi unless there's some changes that happen throughout the season. Looks like there's a car in the distance that... Oh, we're not going to come up to lap him if we keep doing that. Maybe it's Capelli in the Nissan, who's been off the pace of his teammate Michael Bartels. But given I wasn't that much faster than them at the first round at Arvis, it'd be amazing if I put a lap on him here. Through the chicane. Round we go. Still no Audis in my rearview mirror, so we might be about to get away with not being lapped, which I was sure we were going to. 3 to 4 seconds quicker than the majority of the other cars. There's a second difference between the 5 Audis, as it was in the chicane. Third gear, quite quick chicanes these ones. Now hairpin. Onto the straight. I think it is a Nissan we're closing in on. Unfortunately, a lot more was expected of these little Nissans this season. And it is Capelli we're coming up on. Inside. Lets us go. Thank you, Ivan. Two and a half laps to go in round 2 of the German Touring Car Cup. And 2 wheels. 1, 2. Curb, don't get too wide here. Haven't seen many cars since early on. Right now onto what's effectively the front straight. I've got 2 gears in a row there, accidentally. Something running across the track again. Is it a Marshall? Is it a... Not sure. I'll have to check that on the replay. Don't want to lose concentration at the end of the race. We're only 7 seconds in front of 7th place. Down to the chicane. Chicane 2. Well, there it is again. So there's marshals running across the track, it seems. Round now onto the front straight. Well, as long as we don't hit them. Onto the final lap. Round turn 1. So a bit of a quiet second round. A bit higher up the order this time. But this is the two awkward tracks out of the way. So we'll see what the racing's like when we get to the next round for round 3. Checkered flags out, so I would say an Audi has taken the victory. But we'll wait for confirmation. 6th place, some good points. Closing in, it's probably Michael Bartels in the Nissan up ahead. Over the curb. Not great, but there we are, across the line. The end of round 2 here at Diepholz. And quite a steady race. Not a lot of action. It was the first lap, I think. One of the BMWs stalled on the grid or got away slowly or something happened, and I think that spread the field out a little bit. So, but is what it is. Let's now go check the results of round 2. So Hans Stuck leads home an Audi freight train 1-5 in round 2. He beats Frank Bieler by just 0.6 of a second, with only 1.5 seconds back to the rookie Patrick Bernhard in 3rd. Emanuele Pirro 5 seconds back in 4th, while the round 1 winner Ronaldo Capello finished 8 seconds off the victory. And it was a long gap back to us in 6th place, Russ Dugman in the Ford, 45 seconds off Hans Stuck. We were 6 odd seconds clear of Mark Duez, who led home Thierry Tassin, Yolanda Sura and Johnny Cicotto, who got caught up in that first lap incident at the start. He managed to end up 10th, but it's not the start to the season Cicotto was after as the lead BMW pilot in the series. Over the page and out of the points, Alfred Hager finished 11th, Michael Bartels 12th in the first Nissan, while Mario Hebler led home Marco Werner in the 2 Opels. Ivan Capelli had a suspension failure. Bruno Eichmann was one of a trio of Fords that didn't finish. He had an engine failure. Boutsen had a suspension failure, while Marcus Osterreich also had engine problems. So we were the only Ford to finish, while Alex Bergstaller in the BMW had a gearbox failure early on. Which leaves the championship after 2 rounds looking like this. Hans Stuck, 35 points and 7 clear over Ronaldo Capello. Frank Bieler 3rd on 27 and Patrick Bernhard 4th on 22. Thierry Tassin and Mark Duez are 5th and 6th. Now they're not planning to do any more rounds this season, so they're going to drop down the order, but it's a bit of a shame because they're the 2 leading BMWs in the series, which would come as a shock. Emanuele Pirro is equal 6th with Duez. He of course retired from round 1. We're 8th on 7 points in our Ford. Yolanda Sura 9th, and Alex Bergstaller rounds out the top 10 after 2 rounds of the championship. So that's where we'll leave Diepholz. Coming up soon will be round 3 at Zolder over in Belgium, so we're looking forward to that race. In the meantime, we're going to go to Lakeside for round 4 of the 94 Australian Manufacturers Championship. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to your company then.